I called you here today because we face dire circumstances. Our intelligence has confirmed the existence of a new threat that is unlike any we have seen before. This organization has the ability to carry out attacks anywhere in the world. They are highly lethal and indiscriminate of age, religion, or nationality. The potential for loss of human life and psychological terror is substantial and cannot be ignored. They are the very definition of an unknown quantity. Our only choice of action is to meet force with force. As of this moment, my program is reactivated, and I am handing over command of all global field operations to you. Recruit your operators from among the world's foremost elite. Orders and protocols are irrelevant. We must be the shield that safeguards the civilized world from those who wish to do it harm. No matter how or where our enemies strike, no matter what defense they cower behind, Team Rainbow must stand ready.
When defending, you can barricade door and window frames to slow down attackers and cut off their line of sight. You have an unlimited number of barricades, and can barricade as much as you want to secure your position. Barricades have limited durability. A single melee hit from an attacker is enough to break through. 3 melee hits and they'll collapse completely. Barricades can also be destroyed by gunfire. Some firearms are more effective than others. For instance, a shotgun is likely to be more efficient than a pistol. Breach charges can easily break through a barricade. Deploy the breach charge, step aside, and trigger it remotely to take out the barricade. Residual smoke and debris will provide some cover as you utilize the new line of sight. Wall properties depend on their material. For instance, drywall or wood walls are destructible. But concrete and metallic walls are not. Breach charges show their full power when deployed on their primary target, walls. Many walls can be breached. Some of the destructible walls can't be entirely demolished, as they are built on metallic frames. Breaking them creates new lines of sight, but they can't be breached. Defenders can protect some of their walls with reinforcements. Attackers can recognize reinforced walls by the anchors used to hold the reinforcement in place. Choose wisely. Unlike barricades, reinforcements are limited to 2 per defender. Many floors can be partially broken and shot through. For instance, wooden and vinyl floors can be partially destroyed, while concrete and marble floors cannot. floors are only breachable through the trapdoors. By detonating a breach charge on the trapdoor, you can create a passageway to the floor below. Defenders can deploy reinforcements on the trapdoors to prevent breaching from the floor above you.
You will engage in 10 fundamental counterterrorism situations before being deployed. Report to the SAS base in Hereford. You are to infiltrate a kill house and clear the area of... In close quarters combat, operators must rely on situational awareness to locate and identify threats and assets. Secure the area using a slow and methodical sweep. Here, you will face a trained enemy, equipped with military-grade weapons and explosives. You will need to rely on basic muzzle discipline and your ability to reduce exposure to enemy fire by using the environment. Never stop until the threat is neutralized.
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
Hello. Now, Rainbow Six Siege is a primarily multiplayer game, but before we get into the multiplayer content, I was going to show off the situations. I've already shown off the tutorials and the intro to set up the game. There's very little story in Rainbow Six Siege. It's almost not present at all. You have the introduction, and then you're told you're here to fight terrorists, and that's about it. We get little glimpses into different situations through the situations, of course, but they're very contextless. When I'm playing through these, I'm going to just be doing the situations on easy, or on normal, I believe is the right setting. That does allow aim assist, so some of these shots I'm pulling off are actually much less impressive than they look. Now, the tutorials have gone over things. I'll go over a bit more in here. Of course, the little laser you're seeing is from the laser sight on the end of my gun. In multiplayer, that'll actually give away your position to enemy players. When you're invading a place, attacking, there are barricades set up. You can break those down. 3 hits breaks them down, as the tutorials went over. You just saw a flashbang go off. If you're caught by that, your entire screen will go white for a time. And you won't be able to see. Your hearing will be messed up. It really limits you in this game because hearing is so important. Whenever you do situations, at first you start off doing the recruit situations. But as it progresses, you get to play as actual Rainbow Six operators. You also get a replay at the end of everything, even situations, which seems a little unnecessary.
In a hostage situation, you cannot be slow and methodical. Once you breach the perimeter, you must conduct a violent and dynamic assault in order to extract the hostage from a barricaded house. Use breach charges to quickly infiltrate the building. The physical safety of the asset is paramount. Breach charges give you a momentary tactical advantage to neutralize enemies and take control of the asset. Provide cover for the asset as you move to the extraction point, eliminating any hostiles you encounter. Good luck.
Hostage found. Move to their location and secure the hostage.
Hostage extraction, in multiplayer, it's one of the most disliked modes of play. People really dislike hostage because you can kill the hostage. As attacker or defender, no matter who kills the hostage, loses. So even if you're the attacker and you kill them, you lose. If you're the defender and you kill them, still lose. You can revive the hostage, and of course, with all of the spray of gunfire and use of explosives, it's why on hostage people tend to be much more careful and not really use explosives as much. In fact, even for this situation, they give you flashbangs instead of grenades for that very purpose. Rainbow Six Siege has melee. It's a one-hit kill on anyone. Enemies, yourself. If a terrorist, one of these PC characters, hits you in melee, you're just instantly dead. And it can be very dangerous because they can kind of come out of nowhere and do it. Throwing a flashbang over there just to check in that corner. There was really no one all along. They were to the right. When carrying the hostage with you, you can only use your sidearm. For most operators, it'll be a pistol. For shield operators, it'll be their pistol also, with their shield on their back. But for specific operators, like Sledge, like Hibana, they have submachine guns as their sidearms, which makes them much more powerful when capturing a hostage. My controller sticks sometimes on aiming. That's why that happens. Yeah, you can reload while carrying the hostage with you. I'm not really sure how, because you use both hands while holding the hostage still. But I'm sure it would just be frustrating if you had to drop the hostage to reload.
We are facing a bomb threat against a high-value target. It is crucial that you choose an entry point that minimizes your exposure to enemy fire and the time it takes to reach the bomb and disarm it. Repelling is the quickest way to traverse the building, allowing you to bypass corridors and stairs. Once you reach the target, you will need to disarm a bomb loaded with an unknown chemical compound. We have equipped you with a diffuser. Set it near the bomb to intercept the signal. Protect the diffuser while it completes the sequence.
Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
Bomb defusal. This is another mode. Attackers get a bomb diffuser, defenders have to defend a bomb. Typically there's 2 bombs. For this there's only 1 though, because it's a situation. When the attackers place the diffuser, it sets off a timer that if it's not destroyed by the defenders in time, the attackers win. If the defenders destroy the diffuser period, then the defenders win. When the diffuser is just simply dropped and not diffusing, it can't be destroyed by the defenders. You'll also see, in this one I actually have a little scope on my gun, the red dot targeting. In Rainbow Six Siege you actually get to customize your guns, but for situations you can't. You have to use whatever they give you, such as the recruit, such as whatever specific operator, whatever loadout they've given you. In the multiplayer portion of the game, you can pick what you want. Now this is a drone. Drones are used for scouting. Attackers have drones, defenders have cameras. You can ping enemies that you see and it tells you where they are. Leaves a little dot targeting them so you can know where to shoot through walls, for example. Multiplayer enemies will typically move after you ping them or take out the drone. But of course, these are just AI. They don't know any better. I still can't believe that grenade did not kill him. Now I'm going to take a bit of an advantage here over the AI. They'll prioritize the diffuser if it's right next to them, so I'll put it right next to the entrance, lay a little trap. Normally you can't use a breaching charge like that, but since I know they're going to stand over there, I can use it as a little trap.
Has located the diffuser. 45 seconds remaining.
All I have to do is just sit here, and they'll just keep going to the diffuser, and I can just shoot them endlessly.
Bomb will be defused in 30 seconds.
Oh, this gun we're using, by the way, is a GIGN gun. It's used by Twitch, an operator. But we're not playing as Twitch. Twitch has a shock drone. We have normal drones, because we're simply a recruit.
15 seconds to go. Remaining.
I was so happy when that went off.
Bomb.
Breaching charges, of course, if you blow them up on any surface, if someone's on the other side or right next to them, it does kill them.
Airplanes have long been targeted for terrorist attacks. The mobility and the high-profile nature of the attack against random victims can name for themselves. This kind of a member recruitment. Tubular assaults provide very little cover and minimal escape routes. Ash will be deployed for this situation. Her breaching rounds enable you to aggressively seize and control lines of fire.
Eliminate all hostiles.
Now we're getting to start to play as actual operators instead of the recruits. Ash, for example, she has 3 speed, meaning she's one of the faster characters in the game. She's got guns that let her run pretty fast too. But she's only got 1 armor, so she's one of the lower armor characters in the game. So she goes down fast but moves very fast. Ash's specialty is a breaching grenade launcher. It fires a little, basically a charge that burrows into something and then explodes. You can use this to break through walls, you can use this to break down barriers, you can even use it to destroy things like a shield an enemy has placed up or barbed wire. You can use it to break through trapdoors. Now, it can't break through steel reinforcements, so don't even use it on those, it's worthless. And yes, if you hit somebody with it, it is a kill, and the explosion is a kill too. Flashbang, so I can't see or hear really. And somehow I didn't die. Now here I go checking around to just clear everything out, because of course the mission is kill all the terrorists. In Terrorist Hunt mode, this would be called Terrorist Hunt Classic.
Three hostiles remaining.
This is a pretty clean breach of a room. Breach, and then scan along at head height, finding each target, picking them out, and taking them out. Now comes a little bit of running around trying to find whatever straggler I missed. That's always the frustrating part about Terrorist Hunt Classic, is sometimes you miss just one, and they're somewhere random, or even outside, and you have to try and find them and kill them. Thankfully I'm Ash, so I can get around really quickly. Oh yeah, these windows on the side of the building, of the plane, can't be shot through, except for by a character called Glaz, who has a sniper rifle. Glaz can fire through those, but when he breaks them, then you can fire out as a defender.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
The enemy has taken a hostage and equipped one of their members with a bomb vest. Ideally, your first bullet should neutralize the bomber. This is a cold zero situation. Glass uses an OTS-03 short sniper rifle equipped with a scope and silencer, which enables him to eliminate hostiles from long and short range. Once you secure the hostage, smoke grenades can provide visual cover as you move between the buildings and shipping containers to the extraction point.
Move to hostage location and secure the hostage.
Welcome to Code Zero. This was a mission that I originally found very tough when I first got this game. Now it's kind of easy. I played Glass a lot more, got better at aiming, and got better at knowing the layouts of these areas. Glass has a sniper rifle that you can have a silencer put on. For the situation, it starts with a silencer. It's just using the iron sights, but you can actually get other visions, other scopes, and they'll actually interact with your main red scope. It's not actually infrared, and in fact, it's really, the color is dulled for this situation. In normal play, it's a bit more red when you look through it. Of course, as an attacker, you can rappel up the sides of buildings, down the sides of buildings, get around the environment. You're very vertical as an attacker. Rainbow Six Siege in general has a lot of mobility in the game built in. It's about being able to move vertically or horizontally through your environment no matter where you are. When playing as Glass, you typically want to pull your scope off for when you're indoors so that you're firing at a much closer range with a shorter range scope or vision. Also, his sniper rifle does a ton of damage. Glass himself is a 2 armor, 2 speed operator, so he's very average. He goes down at an average speed and he runs at an average speed. Now, the AI actually do get affected by sound if they can hear you running around. When you crouch, you make much less noise, or in fact, you can make no noise at all. When you're laying on the ground, it does make noise that those immediately around you can hear. And when you're walking or running, you can be heard. Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of audio cues built into the game. If you break glass, there's the sound of glass crunching underfoot if you walk over it. Your footsteps will be louder depending on the type of surface you're moving on. And every little thing you do, even some of the times the environment will react, such as metal detectors will go off when you run through them, alerting enemies right where you are.
Securing hostage. I have the hostage.
Of course, with the hostage, I can only use the sidearm. And Glass, unfortunately, only has a pistol. Ran the wrong way, of course. Now, this is normally the hardest part of the mission, is getting out here. Of course, now that I've played the game a lot more, it was really easy.
Run.
Because on normal, these guys will just very easily miss you. This mission on realistic difficulty, I think, is the hardest one. Realistic difficulty, no aim assist, the enemies react much faster and are much smarter in general. Even when you have a team with you doing terrorist hunt on this map, it's very hard.
Faster.
But of course, we're on normal difficulty, so it's as simple as that. We'll finish up more of the situations next time and then get into the actual multiplayer and the good chunk of what the game really is about.